Richard Lister talking to me a little earlier. Well, it's a year today since the earthquake struck Pakistan, India and Afghanistan, killing more than 70,000 people and leaving millions homeless. To mark the moment the quake struck, Pakistan's President Musharraf laid a wreath and led a minute's silence to remember the dead. Those who survived face another cold winter in makeshift shelters. We can go now live to our correspondent Ben Brown. He's in Muzaffarabad, which is near the quake's epicentre. Ben.
Yes, the quake struck exactly 1 year ago today at 8:52 in the morning, and these people, they lost their homes then, and so far they haven't got their homes back. There's been no sign of those homes being rebuilt. They're still living here in tents in this one of the many tented camps in and around Muzaffarabad. Conditions here for the last 12 months have been really dire for these people. These tents are very, very hot in the summer and in the cold, and the winter is coming. And it's going to be a very, very cold winter, we're told. Then these tents have no insulation and they are perishingly cold. Something like 1.8 million earthquake survivors are still living in temporary accommodation. Not all of them in tents. Some are in makeshift sheds, shacks really, made out of timber and corrugated iron, but still not ideal. Now, it's the holy month of Ramadan, so as night has fallen here, people have been breaking their fast and starting to eat. They do have food delivered by various aid agencies. They have medical care too. But, of course, they don't want to be stuck in this tented camp for any longer than they have to be. They've already been here for 1 year, and their fear is that they're going to be stuck here for at least another year. The way the These are the children of the Raza Model School here in Muzaffarabad. Now, they're survivors of the earthquake. Their old school was destroyed by the earthquake. And the chairs and little tables, the desks you can see, have been paid for with money raised by children back in Britain at the Joseph Whittaker School in Nottinghamshire. And they've also managed to raise enough funds to buy new school buildings here, which have made a big difference to the children. Let's just ask one of the kids exactly why. Can I ask you, are you grateful for the money that has been raised by the children in Britain?
Yeah, I'm very grateful of the Joseph Whittaker School, and they gave a lot of chairs, the monies for shelter, and these shelters survive us from winter, because coming days are very dangerous for us when there will be a lot of rain, storms. And this is very good for us.
Will it be better for you now that you are in this school?
Yeah, this is very better for us. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much indeed. And let's just see why it is better, because this school here now, with the money raised in Britain, is made of metal, as you can see, and that's going to keep the children much warmer in the wintertime. The tent where they were in after the earthquake is over there. Now, that was very, very cold in wintertime, and conversely, in summertime, extremely hot. Very difficult indeed for the children to learn anything in that kind of environment. Well, Sarah Munir is here, who is one of the people who helped raise money for this new school. Sarah, just tell us how you did it.
Yeah, I did it through a friend in Nottingham, and she teaches at a school, which is the Joseph Whittaker School, and the children of that school raised the funds, which built the shelter classrooms and bought the chairs.
How much did they raise?
They raised £500, which helped purchase the chairs and the shelter.
So not a huge amount of money, but it's obviously made a huge difference.
Yeah, it's made a huge difference, and it's certainly gone a long way, and the children are definitely benefiting from this.
And how did the kids back in Britain, how did they raise the money?
They did organise football matches and a non-school uniform day, which was how most of the money was raised.
Right, and it really has made a difference for the children here. I mean, it's going to help them learn.
Oh yeah, a big difference, because then they can continue their classes rather than being disrupted by the weather conditions, and so this will help protect them and ensure that all their classes are, they can attend their classes.
All right, Sarah Munir, thank you very much. Well, as we can see, the children are continuing their lessons. They've been learning frenetically all day today, studying science and reciting poetry, working very hard indeed. And they are, as they were telling us, very grateful indeed to their fellow school children back there at the Joseph Whittaker School. Well, now we're back here at the camp in Muzaffarabad, the tented camp where some of the earthquake survivors are still living. There are about 30,000 people in and around Muzaffarabad still living like this, and it's expected that as winter begins to bite, tens of thousands more people up in the mountains above here may well come down to camps like this because temperatures up there are going to dip so low and there'll be such heavy snowfalls. You can see they've got the campfires going here this evening. They've been eating their evening meal, breaking their fast because this is the holy month of Ramadan. Now, these people are not sure at all how much longer they're going to be here. Officials have said that it could be between about 3 and 5 years before all the homes that need to be rebuilt are rebuilt. But we've heard from other officials, there are estimates it could be as long as 8 or even 10 years. So perhaps a decade before this region really gets back on its feet. So 1 year on, the picture here, pretty dismal, pretty depressing. Back now to you in London.
Ben, thanks very much indeed. Ben Brown there, live from Muzaffarabad. Now, if you're a digital viewer, you can see more from the scene of the earthquake by pressing the red button and selecting News Multi-Screen. The free view screens you can see there. We also have digital satellite. If you follow the instructions, once you've pushed the red button, it will take you to that story, top right window, or any of the other stories of the day. Now, British troops in Afghanistan are to assess whether or not they need